What's going on, Bulls Nation? Welcome into another episode of the CHGO Bulls Podcast, presented by PointsBet. Don't forget that promo code CHGO when signing up with your PointsBet account to live your bet life. I'm Peck. You can follow me on Twitter at Bulls_Peck. Across from me there is Will the Goat Gottlieb. Follow him on Twitter at Won't Gottlieb with the double thumbs up. And downstairs hanging out is Big Dave. Follow him on Twitter at BAWL Sports. We got our executive producer, Lawrence, filling in for Joey today behind the scenes for us. Oh, hey! There he is. What up, Lawrence?
What's happening? Ooh.
Was that
I'm sorry, I got excited by the low end theory that Dave just pulled out there. I was like, oh, are we going to talk about Tribe Called Quest? Let's go.
I do that from time to time, man. I show albums from time to time.
That's true. That used to be his thing.
Yeah, it's true.
That's a winner right there. Love the low end theory.
Great album. Great album.
Speaking of which, Dave's going to teach my uncultured ass about some music today when we play an NBA Finals edition of Follow Block DM later on. We're also going to bust out the Random Bulls generator because it's Fun Friday. But before we do all of that, we got to talk about a pretty epic game one of the NBA Finals that happened last night, gentlemen. Looked like the Warriors were in control heading from the third to the fourth quarter. And then the fourth quarter happened. First and foremost, though, before we get to that, Will, happy Friday. How are you, sir?
I am doing great. Happy Friday to you guys. Any big plans this weekend?
Dave?
Getting license plates, Matt?
I don't want to talk about that giant pain in the ass that was today.
I don't have a plan. My plan is to ask you questions right now, Will. I have questions.
Yes.
So I want to know about this other place in South America you went to. Where are you right now?
We are now in Porto Alegre, which is a bigger city north of where I've been staying, and just been hanging out, going to some restaurants. We're going to see some live music tonight, which is going to be fun.
Ooh,
and then tomorrow we're driving up to some vineyards to go do some wine tasting. So that'll be fancy.
Wow.
That's how they say it in Portuguese.
Wow.
Out
here, man. I love this.
This sounds way cooler than anything Dave and or I might get up to in Chicago this weekend.
Pretty much.
I'll bring back some wines for you guys to try.
Please
do.
That
sounds awesome, man.
As soon as we're done with this show, I'm heading up to the rooftop. I'm swapping this out for a tank. I'm ready, man. I'm ready for freaking Friday.
That's called Peck wine. That's what that is. You got some Peck wine ready. Chilled.
Yeah. Wine that they make out of bourbon. Thank you, Lawrence.
That's Porto Alegre right there.
Little Google Maps here.
That's very nice, man. Wow, very vast and beautiful, man.
Very, very far south, but yeah, it's a really cool city. I'm enjoying it.
The internet is crazy. We are talking to you right now, and you're all the way down
where
there.
He is. My God, that's where he is. That's where the GOAT is. Wow, you are
so
far away
from Chicago.
You're far away. I don't like it anymore. You're too far.
No,
I don't like it.
You may as well be on the freaking moon right now. This is crazy.
That's a long way.
It's a long way, man. But I'm glad you're having fun and enjoying yourself, man, and having a great time there. And it suits you, man. You look great.
Thank you, dude. I appreciate you're so nice. I love talking to you. You just make me feel so good. This is why
I'm just telling the truth.
I don't care about the Bulls. I just want to hear you give me compliments.
I don't know if you guys saw that, but Google couldn't even calculate the directions between Chicago and Porto Alegre.
Yeah, it's multiple flights. There's nothing about this is direct shot.
There's no public transit way to get from Chicago. No Uber.
I probably should have selected the airplane thing. It says 13 hours and 15 minutes.
You could drive all the way up the coast, past Rio, past Sao Paulo, up to Panama, and then go all the way up. But you'd be an insane person to do that.
Yeah.
You know what?
By the way, I just learned about sharing my screen on StreamYard.
You can ship your car down here, Matt, and we can do a road trip.
Yeah. Yeah,
that
that's a good idea.
Great. We should just find some people to fill in on this show for us for the next couple of weeks. Dave and I, Lawrence, you're welcome to come too. We'll just, find a way down to Brazil, and we'll just drive around Brazil with Will for the next couple of weeks.
Brazil with Will. That's a TV show right there. Brazil with Will, right there. That's your show.
It's a podcast, is what it is.
Yes, it is.
CHGO Brazil with Will.
Brazil with Will.
Brazil.
This is Brazil.
All right. So guys, I do want to talk about this insane game one we saw in the finals last night.
Okay.
The first quarter, it was like the Celtics just decided to go under screens and not guard Steph Curry, which I thought was a bold choice. And then you saw the Celtics make an adjustment. I think Curry was held scoreless in the second quarter and then continued to struggle in the second half when the Celtics were starting to, bigs were coming up and, acknowledging those screens that they were trying to set for Curry earlier and attacking him sooner before letting him get to his spots. And then simultaneously, a lot of the Celtics role players just kind of caught fire. Awful shooting night for Tatum. He had a great night handling the ball. I think he finished with 13 assists. But the fact that he went, whatever it was, like 3 for 18, 3 for 19.
17.
Jaylen Brown stepped up in the fourth quarter and went on a little mini run of his own to bring them back in it. And then it was just like the Derek White and Al Horford show. Like, it was crazy. What was the big thing that stuck out to you guys about how the Celtics were able to completely flip that script going from the third to the fourth quarter? Will, you go first.
Well, yeah, I mean, you said the fourth quarter was like a huge swing. The third quarter was too. It was like a 6.5-point game at halftime. And then the Warriors just kind of like did their classic third quarter Warriors thing. And you thought, okay, this is going to the fourth quarter. Warriors up 12. Let's call it a night early. But then it was kind of like what we talked about yesterday, where it's just like which role players are going to catch fire. Tatum obviously was not the best player on the floor last night in terms of scoring. I mean, I think that was clearly Steph, at least through the first three quarters. But yeah, I mean, it was like Al Horford had 8 straight points. Jaylen Brown started the quarter with like an 8 straight run. And then Derek White has been just like on fire after being really super cold in the first round. So it was the Warriors role or the Celtics role players that kept them alive. And that's exactly what we discussed yesterday in terms of like, that's what's going to separate us, who's going to make their threes. And I think I also saw, throughout the game, they were kind of posting some stats and it was like the most threes ever made in a finals game. I mean, 19 for the Warriors and 21 for the Celtics is nuts. That's insane shot making.
It also was a record at halftime. Their combined made threes. I think they had combined to make 20 or 21 threes at halftime, and that was also a record, Dave.
Wow.
And then in the fourth quarter, the Warriors looked like the Bulls against the Bucks. They just couldn't do anything.
Wow.
Sorry to take
got
it there.
Shot here. Dang, Will.
Sorry to take it.
Ow, my pride.
Long distance.
Way downtown.
From way downtown. He's on fire. It was, I have so many thoughts. I'm just trying to pick one out right now. But I guess I'll start in the first quarter. After I watched Steph Curry do that amazing thing, and I thought that was incredible. And then I looked down, I saw the score was 32-28. And I was like, uh-oh. That's the first thing I said, uh-oh. That's not good. Usually that's demoralizing. It felt like the Warriors were, if I can equate this to music, they felt like they were like an old band doing a reunion tour, trying to do like moves that they used to be able to do, but they can't anymore. You know what I mean? Like trying to do splits and, trying to hit certain notes that they couldn't do anymore. So, because after Steph usually does that, teams go away. After that third quarter run that they went on, teams go away, and it felt like they were kind of feeling like that. Steph running away when Klay is shooting the ball, Draymond flexing because he was 1 of 5 and he hit a bucket and they started flexing. And I'm like, the hell? And I'm looking at that like, yeah, that works on other teams. But all season long, Boston has done this, especially in the fourth quarter. When they get to the fourth quarter, they clamp you up, like seriously, shut you down. And then they score and score and score and score some more. So their defense kind of fuels their offense. So I wasn't surprised to see that. I was definitely surprised to see them go like 8 for 8 or 9 for 9 from the 3-point line
Just
in the fourth. That was absolutely wild. But it wasn't surprising to me that they came back and they won like that. But yeah, it just felt the Warriors like that band, we still got it. No, don't worry about it. Even after the game, hearing Draymond talk, Derek White, Al Horford and Marcus Smart, 15-23? He's like, yeah, that's not it. And I'm like, no, bro, this ain't the same. This is a different kind of thing. This is a different team out here in the Boston Celtics, man. They did a lot of you talked about what we talked about yesterday, Will. And one thing I talked about yesterday was the bigs. And I thought that was going to be an issue for him. And it was damn sure an issue. And it was exactly what I thought. Like Draymond couldn't cheat. off of those guys. Like, he had to stay on Horford when Horford was out at 3-point line, which opened up the lane so much, was why they were able to kick it out to so many. That's why Tatum was able to kick it out to guys like Pritchard and Smart, you know what I'm saying, and Tatum for 3. And yeah, like, he's not able to cheat off of people. He can't, body against Horford either, or Williams or Tice. Like, he has to actually stay with these guys. And that's going to cause all kinds of hectic and problems because he can't score those 30 points and 15 rebounds and 9 assist games anymore. He's not like that anymore. But I'm not saying it's like it's, out of hope for Golden State, because it's not, because they are the Warriors. And I think they'll come back biting, scratching, and clawing, man, in game 2. And you're going to see the Draymond, I think, that people really hate, because I think he's going to be pulling out some tricks out of his bag in game 2, man. I really think that, like, when his back against the wall, Draymond gets dirty. And I think you might going to see that against this, man. It's going to be interesting game 2.
We talked yesterday about how both of these teams have elite defenses, and maybe the deciding factor, one of the large deciding factors, would be which team's defense would continue being elite, trying to slow down their opponent's offense. Yeah, because both of these teams are, teams that can find a million ways to kill you offensively. While the Celtics were raining threes in the fourth quarter, their defense also ratcheted up a notch and were just shutting the Warriors down. And I think the Warriors did have a couple of bad possessions / what I would have called bad shot selection. But from the 6:05 mark, when Steph Curry had recently, checked back in, I actually think he checked back in early because Steve Kerr saw what was happening with Steph off the floor, and it was nothing but bad for the Warriors. I think he checked back in with like 9.5 to go. But so Curry makes a little like running floater at the 6:05 mark to put the Warriors up 103-100. The Warriors then did not score again, a single point, not a field goal, not a free throw, nothing, until a Klay Thompson shot at 109. Wow. And at that point, the game was already decided because the Warriors were down by 14. Like, they went of a stretch of 5 minutes, from 6 minutes to go in the fourth to 1 minute to go in the fourth, without scoring a single point. And Steve Kerr credited the Celtics after the game, saying, they shot the lights out in the fourth quarter. That's true. But what also happened is that the Warriors offense completely saw its wheels fall off. That's what I'm really curious about, because the Celtics were a team that had shown signs of struggling to close quarters and close games in their run through the East to get here. At home, the Warriors, their offense goes 5 minutes without scoring a single point in the fourth quarter of a game that they had in control. That was wild to me, Will.
Yeah, it was. And I think one of the things that I forgot to bring up yesterday was just crunch time in general and what you would see out of either of these teams. So you're getting solid defense. I think even though the Warriors were giving up a lot of shots, like I think a lot of it was just like the Celtics offense was better than the Warriors defense. I don't think that necessarily means the Warriors defense was bad. It was attack the basket, swing, open three. And the Warriors rotations were good, but like the passing was too quick. The ball movement was too good. And the shots that they were getting were too wide open that it was like, and then this is the kind of thing where like momentum starts to take effect, where you just like see 2 or 3 threes go in, and then, your 10-point deficit turns into a tie game and the Warriors call a timeout, and then you just take off. So I think the crunch time offense game to game is going to be really interesting because, as we all know, the Warriors love to get on transition and they love to not rely heavily on pick and roll. They want to move the ball around. They want to get these split actions, these pin downs, and just cause chaos in the half court. But late in games against really good defenses, that's hard offense to manufacture. And so, are they going to be able to generate enough movement to get those open shots? Last night, the answer was no. And the other side of it, you look at the Celtics, who have really struggled in late game situations against Miami, against Boston. Obviously, they kind of put the nets away pretty easily. But even like going back to the regular season, I mean, they weren't really getting a ton of reps in crunch time because they were beating guys by 20 a night. So, and then you saw them struggle with it against the Heat. The Heat were in Game 7 able to like keep hanging around, and then cut a 10-point lead into a 5-point, and then a 5-point into 2. And this is not something that you like expect to see out of a championship caliber team. So I think this is a huge weakness on both sides. And the Celtics were able to take care of it last night in a way that I think was more reminiscent of their success in the regular season, where they just like got super hot and there was no stopping them whatsoever. So I think game to game, that's going to be a really interesting factor to kind of monitor. Are the Warriors going to be able to generate those half court points and get their open looks, or are the Celtics? Because it seems like both of those teams kind of struggle with that game to game.
Yeah, and I think the main question for me going forward will be who is going to be the guy who is going to get inside and score on the Celtics. Because if you think about it, guys, in the East, the teams that gave them the issues that went 7 games were the 2 teams that were able to get inside. And you can't stop Giannis. Giannis is going to get inside and do what he wants to. And they couldn't stop Jimmy Butler. Once he figured out I'm going inside and I'm doing that, Jimmy Butler, he might not have the height, you know what I'm saying, to go against 7-footers, but he's got that physicality, you know what I'm saying, to go inside and take that punishment and still score and get to the foul line. Who can do that on this Golden State team? And that's what I'm looking at, because Steph, he can get to the bucket, but that's obviously not his thing. And Klay Thompson, he's not going to do that. You know, he's going to shoot the bucket. I don't know who they have, because it's going to have to be on guys like Wiggins. Who I told you wasn't going to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because he's not a physical dude. He got away with it last series because they didn't have those guys in the paint, so he was able to get down there and do that. He's not going to be able to do that in this series, but it's going to have to be, you know, someone like him, like Matt was kind of alluding to. It's going to have to be somebody like him. He's going to have to figure that out because they need that.
I think that's kind of what I'm talking about, is like that's where the Warriors, when they're rolling, are at their best, is actually Steph getting to the rim because of all the pressure that defenses are putting on him to go over the top. He's able to get these driving lanes. In the half court late game, it's going to be a lot harder to do that. So to your point, who's going to be the guy that breaks down the defense in half court? I think in the past you've relied on obviously Kevin Durant when he was there, but also these Draymond Steph pick and rolls. But we didn't see a ton of that. And then also, Matt, to your point, like the way that the Celtics adjusted to bringing now Robert Williams and Al Horford to the level of the screen as opposed to dropping way back, that just gave the Warriors a lot of problems. I think they've seen that in the past, and it just kind of like crumbled last night. It totally unraveled. So I would imagine they're able to, you know, tweak some things and adjust to that in game 2.
Yeah. And Wiggins did have a fine night, 8 of 15, finished with 20 points. Mm-hmm. The person that to me looked the most like a fish out of water, because we talked about all of this finals experience the Warriors have collectively with that core of Steph, Klay, and Draymond, and, you know, even Iguodala, who got into that game for a while last night. And then this Celtics team that has collectively 0 finals experience, and maybe that being an edge for the Warriors coming into this series. Jordan Poole, who has had a phenomenal year and has been an amazing story this season, but he looked like a disaster out there on both ends of the floor. Was not very aggressive trying to get his normal looks offensively. Just 2 of 7, 1 of 5 from downtown. And it was pretty aware when he was getting cooked on the defensive end. I think there was one Jaylen Brown layup in the fourth quarter when things were starting to fall apart for the Warriors, where one simple little hesitation move and Jaylen Brown blew right past Poole, who put up basically no fight whatsoever. And you can see in the shot that somebody posted on Twitter that Steph Curry is in the shot, and he's trying to help once he realizes that Brown has blown past Poole. But you can see Steph's frustration in the shot of him looking at Jordan Poole being like, really? It's like that's the effort that you just put forth. Like, it's the fourth quarter of the finals, and you just let that dude skate past you like you were a freaking traffic cone. I don't know.
Go ahead. There were plays too. I remember one specifically where the ball was reversed to the corner, and Otto Porter was just like standing there and just had no idea where. Like the guy kind of drifted from the wing to the corner and hit a 3. Those mistakes just can't happen. I think in the past you've had lineups with Iguodala, Sean Livingston, Kevin Durant, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green. Like, those are 5+ defenders, if not like elite defenders. They don't really have that anymore. And so if Jordan Poole isn't going 7 of 10 with 6 made threes in a game, is he going to be able to stay on the floor? We didn't see Gary Payton last night. That could be something that the Warriors go to try to slow down a guy like Derek White. But
True.
you know, it makes me wonder, like, how are they going to get stops late in games, and how are they going to get points? Obviously, like, that's you kind of need to do both of those things if you want to win games. But it just seems like the Celtics are maybe a little bit more equipped to do that, especially in this matchup.
Yeah, and having two guys that can do anything on
Joey.
the floor. You know what I'm saying? having two guys like that.
I miss you.
Oh man, it's like Jalen or Jason can literally do anything. You know, on the floor offensively. I'm talking about. They literally can do anything on the floor, and to have two of those guys like that it's terrifying, because who do you guard? And it used to be, and I talked about this when the Warriors started the playoffs, and my concern was Klay Thompson, and not his shooting, but his defense. I was like, will he be able to be somewhat of the defender that he used to be? And he's going to have to be. And it doesn't look like he can be, but something's going to have to change, because they have two of them dudes. And so when one is just dishing out 13 assists, the other one is carrying the team scoring wise. And there's really no way to really combat something like that. You know what I mean? Like, you're getting it from both ends of, of the spectrum here. And once Tatum figures out his shot, it's God, that's
that was
really,
the other
really scary.
Thing, was like, you kind of hit on this, Dave, is like the Warriors were able to take their lead in the third quarter and get really hot when Steph was playing Steph caliber, MVP caliber basketball, and nobody else was really chipping in. And then on the other side of that, Tatum, their best player, did not have a good shooting night, but everybody else was able to chip in. So you feel a little bit better as the Celtics, like, okay, we'll get a little bit more from Tatum, if not a lot more. And hopefully, the contributions from Derek White and Horford and Marcus Smart and Jaylen Brown will also stick around, which is a lot harder than for the Warriors to get, like, okay, Klay, is Jordan Poole going to show up? Like, where are we going to get these points here? Because obviously Steph has been the one that defenses really lock in on for his whole career. But the Celtics, again, are just this super long, super athletic team with rim protection who aren't going to have their bigs played off the floor. Like, I don't know. It's tough to imagine them scoring late in games.
Tough.
Shout out to Juniors in the comments who said, I hate the Celtics, but I really like Al Horford. He's such a pro, world class, so I'm happy for him. I mean, what if the Celtics do find a way to win this series and win the chip, what an incredible story for Al Horford, who I believe I saw this stat as the game was winding down last night. 6 of 8 from behind the three-point line on his way to 26 points. Most made threes in a NBA Finals debut game in NBA history. Al Horford, 6 of 8. Oh, and by the way, right there behind him was his teammate Derek White. 5 of what was he? 5 of 8? 5 of 6? I mean,
crazy. Dude,
5 of 8.
That 3 Derek White hit was, for me, the most demoralizing 3 of that fourth quarter. Whew. And when he hit that right in Steph's face with the clock running down.
They had the rotation on that one. They had it.
They were there. And it was funny watching Golden State act like how other teams act watching Golden State. You know what I'm saying? Like, when they were hitting those 3, Golden State, like, how the hell are they doing this? And I'm like, yeah, that's how it feels. Like, it feels just like that. Like, how the hell are y'all doing that, man? Yeah, don't taste right. Don't taste good, man. But again, this is a championship team. They got days to get it together and figure stuff out, and another game at home. And I expect them to come out with a more, controlled effort. You know what I mean? Not just do a little bit and then, relax. You know what I'm saying? I expect them to be more controlled and consistent in their effort.
It took, the third quarter obviously kind of went this way as well, but like, it took an incredibly, I would even say that was like a historically good fourth quarter from the Celtics. They were, 8 of 8 during real minutes, and then they missed a 3 when things had gotten out of hand. So they were just like outrageously hot and scored 40 points in the fourth quarter. And the Warriors, on the other hand, scored 16 and did virtually nothing for 6 minutes in the bulk of that game. So you also kind of have to look at that and say, well, maybe that'll kind of even out. Like, the Warriors can't be this bad and the Celtics maybe not this good. So I do think up until, the first half was really competitive. The second half was like swinging back and forth. But I do think this is still going to be a really, really competitive series.
I'm still sticking with Warriors in 7. Celtics have been a great road team in this playoff run. have not been a good home team. So
It's weird.
taking home
That's
court
true.
between these two teams, I honestly don't think matters all that much. I really
That's
don't.
a great point. Great point.
All right, now we're going to move on and play some random Bulls Generator to kick off our weekends. But before that, Big Dave, tell the people if they missed out on all the fun using PointsBet for game 1, that we got game 2 on Sunday, baby.
Oh, the gambling. Get into it. I know I finally played some bets. I know Matt is proud of me about that, for actually placing some bets. You know what's funny, Will? The things I want Matt to do is like eat better, and be a little healthier, a little longer. Matt wants me to like eat meat, drink more beer, and gamble. Those are the 3 things Matt wants from me, man. And I'm giving him one. I'm giving him one of them things because I put some money and I used it using PointsBet, and I used that code CHGO to sign up, because when you do that, just like I did, you'll get those 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000. And that's not it, though, because if you make a $50 or more first-time deposit, you will receive a free CHGO membership, which unlocks all of that web content, and you'll even get a free t-shirt of your choice from that CHGO locker. That's $2,000 in free bets, a free CHGO membership, a free t-shirt from the CHGO locker, all for making more than a $50 first-time deposit at PointsBet. And also, live NBA same game parlay for the first time ever. You could build the perfect live NBA same game parlay. You could do that only with PointsBet. You combine your favorite bets anytime during the game. And if you want more, because I know you do, shout out Joey, you can also boost your live same game parlays. You can watch live, parlay live, boost live, and partay live with PointsBet. And for all you people in this wonderful state of Illinois and this beautiful city of Chicago, and I know Will all the way out there in South America, but he took care of this when he was here in Chicago. He downloaded that PointsBet app right now and registered his account from start to finish, and he did it all from his phone. So what are you waiting for? Because once that game starts, you don't just bet. Will the Thrill, tell him what you do.
Live your bet life.
Lawrence, do something.
Oh gosh, what can I do? I don't know. I could change this logo to make it smaller. I don't think that's what you want me to do, though.
Wonderful.
But I'll say this. I'm going to finish that ad read for you. Gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700. I've been practicing. I've been doing the ad reads on bets because there have been a lot of days where I'm filling in on air, which is kind of weird. But Dave, I try to be you when I do these ad reads. And
why is that?
Yeah,
because you're the best. What do you mean?
You're the goat of ad reads.
Why did Kobe steal all of MJ's moves?
Come on,
steal them from
Yes. What he said, exactly. So
just be Lawrence, man. Lawrence is good enough.
Well, yeah, I'm trying to get that PointsBet read going on the bet show, and I almost jumped in and said, Dave, you could let your breath just take a breath there, and I was going to do it, but then I figured I should do it. I should let you do it. It's your world.
You're so kind. You're so kind, Lawrence, man. Yeah. I appreciate you, man. Oh, and shout out to my brother in the comments, man. My brother Phil's in
I was going to
comments.
ask, is that your brother?
What up, Phil?
That's my other brother.
Shout out
Will.
to Phil.
That's my other brother.
I
got a family, Will. I got a tribe, baby. I got a tribe, Will. I got a tribe called Watson.
Team Watson. Come hang in the
I got
studio.
a tribe. We roll deep.
Do you guys perform like a cover band style for Tribe Called Quest?
Hey man, we all musical family. You know how I roll, Matt. We down with the music.
You did not
man.
say no. That was not a no.
All right, you guys want to play Random Bulls Generator? Let's do it.
This is where I get scared, but we're gonna see if I can follow Joey's lead and do this.
So anybody tuning in for the first time, in case you haven't been with us before, this is real simple game. Each of us picks one Bulls player who technically at one point wore a Bulls jersey and wore it while playing an NBA game, and we try and see if we can stump the other gentleman into not being able to guess who that player is by looking at a picture of them. And it's a lot of fun. I know I got a great one for you guys. I'm thinking maybe Dave, you might be able to guess mine today, but that's it. Those are the rules. Random Bull from Bulls franchise history. Let's see if we can stump each other. And so we all just send our names to Joey, or in this case, Lawrence. And so we don't know. All we know is the one that we picked. Who wants to go first?
Oh, Thrill goes first.
Okay.
He is ahead of us.
Cue it up
in Brazil.
Cue it up for me, LB.
All right, so let's see.
All right, we're gonna pull the lever down. You guys ready?
There goes the random.
And there it is.
Oh
wow.
All right, so this is old school.
Is that Ricky Sobers? Who is that? It's not Sidney Green.
I'm giggling over here, by the way. I cannot wait for you guys to make a guess. I thought you were gonna be able to get it real quick.
I mean, he looks so familiar.
Great picture choice, Lawrence, by the way.
Yeah, well, yeah. There's not many options out
like
there in the world.
80. That's like 88, 89.
Right. I was gonna say the picture screams 80s. His hairdo and his facial hair screams 80s.
I'll say this: I believe
the tattoos don't say 80s though.
Right.
That's what's not 80s.
No hints, Lawrence.
And it's the Bulls printed across the chest, all capitals. It's not the old Chicago script.
Yeah, with a Nike symbol on it too. So that's super
Matthew,
duper recent.
You gave yourself a hint there. He does have Bulls across his chest.
Oh dear God.
Oh dear Lord.
Wait, what? Is this somebody who was like an assistant coach under Jim or something?
No, it was pre-Jim. Pre-Jim.
Pre-Jim? Well, that's not Adrian Griffin. Because he don't have all them tattoos.
How is Bulls across the chest a clue?
I don't know.
I
That's a lot of tattoos.
I was thinking he was Jim, but I guess that I was.
Well, he has to be from
myself.
the two. I mean, because that's a lot of tattoos, and that has to be after Rodman and after Allen Iverson to have that many tattoos.
That's a good way of figuring this out, I think.
Like, so I'm gonna say he was on those trash teams, and man, I don't know, Will. I know he was on the trash teams.
Dude, I got nothing. He looks, his face looks so familiar, but no names.
I guess the hint is he was a G League player. He looks like he was in.
He played.
Can I give a hint?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, so you guys, this is kind of fun because you guys have sent me these very random ass players, and I am very proud of myself. I was 3 for 3 in knowing what school they went to.
Okay.
So can I give you the college that this player went to, and would that be too much of a hint, or is that?
No, that's not too big of a hint.
Okay.
That would not help me very much. So
he is a former Bearcat, Cincinnati.
Cincy?
Yeah. That didn't help you guys.
That's not Sean Kilpatrick, is it?
It is. That was technically your first guess. So congrats.
That was my first guess. Boom.
Yes. Wow. Got him on there.
So he played 11 games with the Bulls. Not very much of a career, but the reason I selected him is because he had a big impact on the draft in 2018.
Okay.
And I want to bring this up to infuriate myself, so I'm going to.
Yeah. We called him Sean Kill draft pick.
Sean Kill draft pick. He played 11 games, the last 11 of the season, and came in and just somehow averaged 15 a night on the Bulls. I'm sorry, nine games. And by the way, he is like the earlier on in that year, he had bounced around a little bit. He averaged 6 points total on the season. So like, this is not a player who's like actually playing meaningful minutes. Averaged 15 and won the Bulls 3 straight games towards the end of the season. I have this somewhere. Game 76 against Orlando, game 77 against Washington, and game 78 against Charlotte. Okay. So the Bulls record that year was 27 and 55. And they ended up with the 7th pick in the draft, but they ended up 6th in the standings. So they had the 6th best odds to get the first pick. In front of them was Orlando, 2 games ahead of them. If they would have lost that game to Orlando, there's 1 game between them. And then the Hawks were 1 game ahead of them with 24 wins. So there's a world, if the Bulls lost all 3 of those games, that they move up to the 3rd pick in the draft. And you know who was picked 3rd in the draft in 2018? That man, Luka Doncic. So that was my whole life in 2018 was just praying that the Bulls would get Luka. And Sean Kill draft pick.
Dude, no wonder I did not recognize his face. Like I recognized it, but not with a name because I've probably done my best to erase Sean Kill draft pick from my memory because it also at the time made me furious, Will, that this random scrub nobody came in and was winning games for
on
the
a
Bulls
10-day contract
that they should have been losing. And I had to listen to some of these Bulls fans who were like, it's still just nice to win one. Doesn't matter that the season's been over for 3 months and we're royally shooting ourselves in the foot.
Thanks,
Can't you
Will.
just cheer for a victory?
Thanks, Will.
I just need to get it out. You guys understand me. I need to get it out of my system.
Seriously.
All right, let's
Oh,
skip to the next guy. I'm done with Sean
Sean
Kilpatrick.
Kilpatrick.
Pictures
how-
were
I don't
not.
need to talk about him again.
There were not a lot of
Oh,
pictures
man.
of Sean Kirkpatrick.
There were not. I'm shocked. There weren't a lot of
I
photos
love
of
that
him.
they immediately said he was an 80s player. That was a very tricky.
Well, yeah, that.
Or
So yeah, the
Yeah,
hair
you
was a
saw
little
the
bit.
face.
Yeah.
he clearly did not get rich enough on a
Mustache
10-day
forward.
contract to actually go to a barber shop. That's
Right.
that's basically why he looked like a player from the 80s.
Yeah, but it was the tattoos that gave it
Yes.
away. The tattoos and the Nike
That was-
symbol. I'm like, okay, wait a minute.
That was good power of deduction. All right, who's next in this wonderful game that we're playing?
I'll
here?
go next. I'll go.
All right.
Okay, so Dave just
Big
pulled that lever
game.
down.
Y'all should get this one.
And
Wow. Wow.
Come on, baby. Y'all know this.
Is that Felicio's fatter older brother?
Just cruel.
Oh,
He looks really familiar.
Yes.
Also looks, well, I can't really see if there's a logo on the jersey.
You're right. It's being blocked. You're right.
It's
Can't
black.
tell. Come on.
But I don't think he's a recent player.
Any guesses?
Is
Any
he?
guesses?
oh my
I'm
goodness.
scouring Basketball Reference. Hang on a second. I don't know.
Okay. Matt?
Once again, I recognize the face. Names are failing me.
Names don't fail me now.
do you want me to give you a school?
Want
'Cause
the
I'll-
college. Well, Lawrence, please give them the college.
Can I get the country of origin?
UConn is the college.
That's not Ben Gordon, is it?
Oh my God,
I'm
that
gonna
is
say
way-
I'm just
no.
kidding.
that is
I'm gonna
mean.
say no. Matt, any
I
choice?
mean, how
I
dare
don't know,
you
man.
disrespect Ben Gordon like that?
We got a shout out in the chat that someone got it right. So
Looks like Anthony Anderson. Wait,
Kind of does. You're right.
Khalid el-Amin?
Yes, juniors, Khalid el-Amin, sir. That is exactly who that is. Congratulations, Junior. Very
Wow.
good. Great job, sir. You know, but Khalid el-Amin, yes, my brother Craig, he was on that Eddie Curry team, drafted in 2000
yeah.
on that team with Eddie Curry, and he was a second round pick, if I'm not mistaken. I believe he was a second round pick, and I do believe he was on that national championship team at UConn that he was on in 1999. Who was also on that team, because there's some Bulls ties here, Rip Hamilton,
right? Yeah.
and Jake Voskuhl. I don't know if y'all remember this, who also came out and was drafted the same year el-Amin was. And he had 1 year with the Bulls. Jake Voskuhl is a random Bull, like you've never seen before. But what's fascinating about Khalid el-Amin is
that this is his NBA page. It's just a blank. There's not even a photo of him.
like he spent 1 season in the NBA, but he ended up having a 17-year career because he went overseas and was the man overseas. I mean, the man. Let me read you some of the things he did overseas. This is starting from 2005. He was a 3-time FIBA Euro Cup All-Star. He was a BSL All-Star Game MVP. He was a 2-time BSL All-Star. He was a Turkish Cup Final MVP, a Turkish Cup winner, a 2-time Ukrainian Cup winner, a Ukrainian Cup MVP, an A1 Liga champion, a 2-time Ukrainian League champion, LKL All-Star, an All-Euro Cup second team. He was the top scorer in the Euro Cup, and he was the All-BBL second team. That was he was the man over there, dog. He absolutely balled out. And then I believe he went into a coaching career after that, if I'm not mistaken. Let me look and see. But I do believe he had a short or he's coaching like as far as like on the high school level. He was a coaching. But before that, he was also doing the analyst for CBS. He was doing a college game analyst for a little bit. So he had a full career, even though spending 1 year in the NBA. One.
I'm looking at his basketball reference page, and this is an interesting little tidbit that I have for you on him.
Sure.
He played only 1 year in the NBA, as you said, with the Bulls. That was the only team he played for. And yet he made more than half of his money from the Dallas Mavericks. He signed a free agent contract with them, didn't show up in any games, but made $465,000 from them compared to only $316,000 from the Bulls. Never showed up in a game.
Wow. Was that when did Cuban buy the Mavs? Before that, right?
That's a great question.
So that was a Shark Tank oopsie on Mark Cuban's part.
and because of that, I'm out. I don't know if it was around the time. Maybe he did have them. I don't know, but Lawrence can find that.
Let's see.
I don't know.
On January 4th, 2000, Cuban purchased a majority stake in the Mavericks for $285 million from Ross Perot. I don't know if you guys are aware.
I knew that part.
I forgot that Ross.
Can I get a word in? Oh, can I get a word in? Yeah, come on. That's like Dana Carvey's. Can't finish. Let me finish. 1988? I don't know what year that was, but
you got a better idea. I'm all ears.
Presidential candidate, yeah.
Yeah, the man had large ears for those young things.
Tell Will doesn't know anything that Will said right now. Please.
No, he was.
My eyes are glazed over.
Yeah, we can tell. Oh man.
Oh my God. Well, that
was awesome.
I love this game because those are names that I have not heard in a while.
Yeah.
All right, we got one more.
Let's get to Matt Peck, right?
Pick it up.
In that lever.
Yeah, we got another big boy.
Oh, what?
Is that Richard Jefferson with hair? Look at that tattoo.
That is a creative player if I've ever seen one.
Number 35?
What is that? I can't even tell them. Is it 25 or 35? Either way, I wouldn't know it.
I will give you that as a clue. It is 35. He's wearing number 35.
That's a good
Wait,
clue.
was he on the teams that were trash? Like, was he on like?
You'll have to be more specific.
I'm talking about like the Tim Floyd years, is what I mean.
There is
a
Tim
Floyd. Okay, there's a chance.
He was coached by Tim Floyd.
Okay, because
don't look in the chat. JR's already got it.
I'm on the private chat. I don't even look at the chat on these. I go in the private chat on these.
Is it Dedrick Willoughby?
Wow,
it is not. But I love that name. That's a great
I know it's
guess.
Listen, I know it's not a guard. I know that because no guard dribbles like that. That's not a guard. That is not a guard. I guarantee you that's not a guard. Wow. I don't know. Okay, give me the college.
Oh, he is from the University of Maryland, the ACC school, if I will.
Oh, damn it. Oh, I know who that is.
Look at Big Dave's face.
I know who that is.
Actually had a pretty darn impressive.
Game should be: can Will find him on Basketball Reference before Dave can guess him? That's what the rules of this game should be.
Dude, I know who that is.
Had a pretty impressive career at Maryland.
Oh yeah, I know. Fuck.
Was he on the national title team?
It's like his name is like Lenny or something like that.
Lonnie Baxter.
Lonnie Baxter. Yes, Lonnie Baxter. Yes.
I knew
Lonnie
it.
freaking Baxter. Yes.
Lonnie Baxter.
Yes.
Yeah, we had a couple correct guesses in the chat that time, and quickly JR's super fast got that.
Oh,
yeah, kudos to JR's who was drilling that. Desmond had it as well in the chat.
Wow, a couple people had that.
Baxter, second round pick by the Bulls in 2002, 44th overall. Couple fun facts about Lonnie Baxter, his Bulls /NBA career. Played in the NBA spanning 4 seasons. In those 4 seasons, he played for 6 teams. He found his way to the Bulls in the draft because that second-round pick the Bulls used to draft him was included in the trade with the Pacers at the deadline in 2002 that sent Travis Best, Norm Richardson, and Jalen Rose to Chicago for Ron Artest, Ron Mercer, Brad Miller, and Kevin Ollie.
Yep, I remember that.
Then turn around, another quick trade, traded by the Bulls with Donyell Marshall and Jalen Rose to the Raptors for Antonio Davis, Chris Jeffries, and Jerome Williams in December of 2003. Waived by the Raptors, claimed off waivers by the Wizards. Get this, taken by the Charlotte Bobcats in the expansion draft.
Shout out.
Ditched by the Bobcats, signed in free agency with the Hawks, ditched by the Hawks, signed in free agency with the New Orleans Hornets, ditched by the Hornets, signed as free agent with the Houston Rockets, and then the final transaction of his NBA career all comes full circle, baby. Traded by the Houston Rockets back to the Bobcats for Keith Bogans.
Boogie down.
Well done, Matthew Peck.
Bogans.
That is a full circle, ladies and gentlemen.
What an NBA journey.
Not about the destination, ladies and gentlemen. It's about the journey.
He was an NCAA champion with Juan Dixon in
Steve Francis.
In Maryland. Yeah. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Juan Dixon was a beast.
Yeah. So
learned something new.
There you go.
That is awesome, man. Wow, that was awesome. That was awesome stuff.
Good job, guys.
Well
and good job to JR's. He was all over it in the chat.
Yeah.
And great job on the pictures, man.
So
that's all.
Well,
Joey. That's Joey.
Well done on the pictures.
Well done, Joey.
Joey slash Google.
We went 2 for 3. We got Sean Kilpatrick and we got Lonnie Baxter. The one that we need a little help from the comment section was Khalid el-Amin. That's pretty.
Yes.
I'd say 2 out of 3 is pretty good.
Yeah. I'll take that. Every day of my life. I'll take that. That was fun, man.
All right. Well, we've got a little time left, and we've got another game lined up, so we will get to Foul Black DM in just a minute. But first, today's episode brought to you guys by Strava Craft Coffee. I'm drinking it. I'm loving it. It's good for me. You should try it too. It's a game changer that's helped thousands of people improve their overall wellness and quality of life. Strava delivers delicious, fresh roasted specialty coffee infused with organic broad-spectrum CBD. CBD, which comes from hemp, doesn't make you high or make you hungry, but it does offer real benefits that can help you feel alert and focused without the jitters that normal coffee gives you. Live your day more balanced, less anxiety, fewer aches and pains. You know, I'm still getting over that pulled hammy from our company softball league last week. Plus, including CBD in your daily routine can even help you enjoy more restful sleep, so you wake up feeling refreshed and your best. And the best part, Strava is all about quality. Everything small batch, fresh, and shipped straight to your door. Strava also offers concentrated full-spectrum CBD tinctures for those looking for a more traditional CBD format with a powerful entourage effects of benefits. And right now, our CHGO listeners can save 25% off their entire purchase when you use code CHGO25. That's 25% off your entire order at StravaCraftCoffee.com when you use that promo code CHGO25 at checkout. And, you know, for an added perk, maybe Big Dave will show up somewhere unexpectedly and whisper the word tinctures in your ear very sensually.
Ooh. What do you call that when they get on the mic and they just whisper stuff? What's that called again?
I don't know. NPR?
ASMR. Thank you very much, sir. Yes. I'll do that. Yes, I will. For a small fee, but I'll do it.
Yes. CHGO ASMR would be quite a thing.
Now, boy, listen. Y'all, you want to talk about views?
so many letters. So many letters.
Thanking us.
Yeah.
It's like, I want more.
All right, folks. It's time now for Follow Block DM, another one of our favorite games to play. It's basically like F, Marry, Kill, but with basketball players and social media. And so this week we're doing a NBA Finals edition, but Big Dave had this fun twist of an idea, So why don't you, Big Dave, tell the folks what that twist is?
So this time, usually we just, take 3 people at random. But this time we wanted to switch it up. We're going to do both teams in the finals, but we're going to take one of the coaches, player, and a super fan. So which one would you follow, block, and DM on each team? And I'm very interested to see how this goes.
So we'll do 2 rounds, one for the Celtics, one for the Warriors, right?
Pardon is stupid. Yes, thank you. Yeah, let's do this. Let's do this.
All right. So with the Celtics, that means our pool of 3 options to follow, block, and DM are their head coach, Ime Udoka, their superstar, Jason Tatum, and their superstar celebrity fan, Nia Long.
Nia.
The actress.
Nia, come on, man.
Damn. To be married to Ime Udoka.
Correct. Lucky man. All right. Let's see. So follow, block, DM. I shall follow Jason. No. I'm gonna follow Udoka. That's what I'm gonna follow. Okay. I'm gonna follow him because I actually have questions of how he turned his team around. And because he did an incredible job after that Bulls game, which was the game that they said, oh my God, what the hell is going on with us? And they completely turned everything around, became honestly the best team in basketball after the All-Star break. They were crazy good on both ends of the floor. And I want to know how he did that in 1 year. It was just really incredible. I'm going to block Jason Tatum because he needs to be focused on the finals right now. He shouldn't be out there. I need him to be focused, not be on social media. So I'm gonna need him to get off of that.
Solid reason.
And I am definitely DMing Nia Long. And that's also one of the reasons why I'm following Udoka, to let him know ain't nothing here. You know what I'm saying, bro? I'm not trying to push up. You know what I'm saying? But I would like to know, some of the friends that she's hanging out with, like Tracy Ellis Ross, I'd like to speak to. Is all I'm saying. Like she got some people I'd like to say hello to. Is all I'm saying, man. That's Nia Long. And plus, I want to ask her about Friday as well. And I want to talk to her about Boiler Room with Vin Diesel. That was like his first movie. Like I got questions. I got some questions.
Where on that list is asking her about Fresh Prince? Because that's the only thing I know her from.
Boom. Yes, you guys about being Lisa on Fresh Prince. And will she make an appearance on Bel Air, the spinoff, the new spinoff series that will be there? But mostly it would be about talking about Tracy Ellis Ross and other wonderful friends that she has.
Hey, I just want to make sure. Did you catch the ref? You know why I chose that photo, right? That's a still.
Yes, I know why.
Twitter video.
I know why.
Just making sure that people, because it's not a great photo. But I was like, that's.
I don't know why. What is that?
Matt, when I told you yesterday, Matt.
Let me just show you.
When I told you yesterday, Matt, that she went viral because of when the Boston Celtics beat Miami Heat in Game 7, and she went viral for cheering and being excited. That's the video of her happy and being excited. Isn't she lovely?
Yeah.
Isn't she wonderful?
Big Dave, I like your reasoning of following Udoka and DMing her, and also letting him know, like, hey, it's okay.
Yeah,
It makes me think of like a few years back. You remember when Jimmy Butler posted in the comments of some photo of Gab Union on Instagram, and she was like wearing a swimming suit and like dripping and like looking super smoking hot. And Jimmy I can't remember what he commented, but it was obviously something that was thirsty. And Wade was like, never again. No,
sir.
Get out of here, Jimmy.
Nah, man, I gotta let him know it ain't no games here. I ain't trying to push up or nothing, but she's got friends. Lawrence, have you seen? I know Joey told me he hasn't seen Friday. Have you seen Friday, sir?
I mean, it's been so long, but
okay,
yes,
but you've seen it. Okay,
yes.
I don't know if Will's seen it or not because that was definitely before his time as well.
Same answer. I've seen it.
Okay, now
that's what I don't really. Yeah, I don't
need to rewatch.
I don't have the quotes out there in my head right now.
Oh, I got a million of them in my head. But Nia Long, it's where she became the one for everyone. It's where she became the one. It's that movie right there.
For me, it's the Kanye lyric about I needed a Nia Long.
Couldn't stay at home. Thought I needed a Nia Long. Yes. Touch the sky. Right. She's also in that video. With Tracy Ellis Ross.
What level of acceptable is it that I've seen the original Friday, but not next Friday and Friday after next?
No, it's acceptable, and that's I would be honestly shocked if you told me you saw both of those other
original Friday.
No, not the original. I'm talking about the other two. I'd be like, for real,
I'd be surprised. Completed the trilogy.
Yeah, I'd be surprised. But yeah, the first one I think everybody should see. That is a classic movie, honestly.
Great movie.
It's a classic.
All right, Will, who are you following, blocking, and DMing?
All right, similar answer. I'm going to DM Ime because I want to talk hoops with him. I'm trying to get some X's and O's insights. I'm trying to give the people, some interesting stuff in my articles. I need some help breaking down film. I need to go to the expert and ask some questions. But I don't want to share all my answers with other media. I want the exclusive. So I'm DMing Ime. I am blocking Tatum, if only because I can see the highlights on Bleacher Report. I don't need to follow him on Instagram, And then as a result, I will follow Nia Long. I want to see all these pictures she's posting of Dave with all of her celebrity friends. I can't miss that.
She got friends, bro.
I'm following.
She got friends.
I'm following.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm I think for the same reason I'm gonna follow. No, you know what? I'm gonna DM Nia just to say hey, what's up?
What's up?
Talk about the Fresh Prince. Yeah,
of course. Gotta ask her some questions about Fresh Prince. I'll probably block Tatum. Not that I dislike him. I just don't care. Dave, your reasoning of him needing to focus is spot on. Although it is funny, we got the finals going on, and he's not in them. But man, who's really active on Twitter right now is Kevin Durant. That dude cannot stop replying to people. I don't know what's going on in KD's head, but wow, he for his own mental health, I think he needs to log off for a while because KD's replies have been just absolutely bonkers for the last few days.
Oh, really?
And following Udoka because he's a good coach. And I'm pretty sure, like Will said, you can learn something from him.
Yeah, I agree with all of that.
Also, Dave, I think the reason I right out of the gate said Nia Long instead of Nia Long is because you and John have been dragging me along, teaching me about wrestling. Isn't there a female wrestler named Nia something?
Yeah, Nia Jax. That is correct.
That's why Nia came out instead of Nia. See, I'm learning about wrestling, but I'm still, man, I still
There's
don't know
space in your head that you.
Yeah, Big Dick. Why are you teaching about Nia Jax? Why is Nia Jax even on that radar?
It's so much. I've had to teach, man. And it's so much more. It's that's my guy though. It's exhausting,
dude,
but that's my.
I think it's because I was watching a Royal Rumble with you guys a few years ago, and she came in and just started whooping everybody's ass, and I was like,
correct.
Oh, who's that? She's awesome.
Correct.
And he was like, that's Nia Jax.
She is huge and she is monstrous and beating up everybody. Yeah, Nia Jax is something like that. He's right. He's absolutely right. So yeah, we'll continue that tradition of making Matt watch the Royal Rumble year after year. It's the only one he's allowed to watch that he can sit through. And so we'll continue that tradition again. You guys are welcome to join in.
Do you have a month of your life to dedicate to doing nothing but watching wrestling? WrestleMania.
They broke it up into 2 days just for Matt. They broke it up into 2 days just for him.
Outrageous.
A little weird.
All right. Part 2. Golden State Warriors follow block DM. We got Steve Kerr. We got Steph Curry. And someone named E40 who Big Dave needs to teach me all about.
Oh man, okay. So I know, Lawrence. This is my life, man. This is my life. Bro. This is my life. It's my life. So I am following Steph Curry because I just think he's a really intriguing, interesting human being. And he just seems like somebody I like to follow. Like he'll have some motivational quotes and some tips on golf or something like that. Even though I don't play. But just tips on stuff like that. And, just the greatest shoot I've ever seen in my life. So, yeah, I'd follow him for that. I'd block Steve Kerr, but that's just out of respect because I don't know what else I'd talk to Steve Kerr about, to be real with you. I'd hear that discussion. We probably talk politics and all those things and basketball and stuff. And then I'd be cool after. And of course, The Last Dance, Mike getting punching him in the face and stuff like that. Yeah, we'd have that discussion. But then I think it'd probably turn into a debate in an argument and stuff like that, about people on the Bulls team. And I don't want to turn into a debate with Steve Kerr. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be debating Steve. I like Steve. But I'm definitely DMing Fonzarelli. And that's E40, Matt. I'm sorry, I keep forgetting Matt's here. That's E40, man. I'm definitely listen, Matt. You think I'm confusing? You should hear E40 actually talk. You should hear him actually speak. He has his own slang that he speaks with, Matt. And literally he will confuse the crap out of you. Like you'll be like, I just can't wait to see your face if you hear this man speak. Like you will be so confused. But
Dave, do you see the chat I've got on screen here?
Sprinkle me, man. Yes, sir. timer. Yes. B40 is a legend. He's been around, Matt, since I was a kid. And he's been around for a very long time and just a Bay Area legend.
My favorite part,
every word.
In the Bay.
My favorite part is his Twitter, E40 Mogul Entrepreneur.
That's what he is. He has his own line of drinks. Yeah. He has his own restaurants.
And look who he's there with last night.
Dude, he is so
hanging out with Jay-Z.
His entrepreneurial spirit is crazy. Like he's always had his own music label his entire time. Put on his family, like his sister was on his label from the beginning, his cousins, but he's just very entrepreneurial in all the things that he owns and all the things that he does, man. E40 is there's the drink right there. One of the drinks that he owns. He's legend is all I got to say about E40. Legend.
Yeah. So there you go.
Okay. Will?
I think for the reason that Dave mentioned, I just would not be able to understand what he's saying. If I DM'd him, I'm going to follow E40 because you need the content. You need the content, but I need to understand the content. So I need to see these pictures with Jay. I need to see the court side, the videos of Steph and Draymond on the bench. That's the stuff I want to see. That's the content I need. I'll block Steph because, like I said, you can get the highlights. I don't need the highlights from Steph's account. And honestly, I'm not sure what else he's really tweeting about. So I'll go ahead and block him. But I got to talk to Steve because there's one thing that I really want to know from him that there's no way he will ever say publicly, which is which dynasty had the better team. Like, what does he truly believe? Because he was
this is what I mean.
Both. He was a part of both.
This is what I mean. I don't want to get in this argument.
I've always wanted to know what he thinks. I think he's probably the most equipped to give you an answer about that.
That's true. But I don't want to get in that argument with Steve. I love him too much. And he say the wrong thing and it's going to be a debate. And that's what it is.
All right. I can't believe. Yeah, I agree with Juniors in the comments who said block Kerr. That's blasphemy, Big Dave.
Hey.
I am DMing Kerr because you're like, oh well, I'll leave him alone. No. If I have the opportunity to DM Steve Kerr, that's happening, and I am going to bug him until we're friends. And I want a hug. I want to call him Uncle Steve as we develop our relationship. And I want him to tell me every story ever about playing on that Bulls team in the 90s.
Preferably on the CHGO Bulls podcast. Preferably
so. Yeah. I'm doing us a favor too by building this friendship with Steve Kerr. So you're welcome. I'm blocking Steph because I don't necessarily need to see it. I feel like his feed's probably just a bunch of sponsored content and advertisements anyway. Like I don't need to see a Subway ad every 5 minutes while I'm scrolling Twitter or CarMax or whatever it is that he's peddling. I absolutely respect the hell out of Steph's game and I love watching him play. Don't need to follow him on social media. I will follow E40 so that I can, learn who he is. There you go.
That is awesome. That's like, please tell me.
Right? That was such an honest answer. I really appreciate that.
It's all you can get, baby.
I love it.
I don't know you. I need to know about you. Let me follow you. That's what Twitter's supposed to be for, right?
Right. Or, according to 90% of the world, just harassing strangers like that.
Yes.
Yeah. It's a dumpster fire. But sure.
This is an opportunity to use Twitter for good and learn about someone who you don't know anything about, who's probably a lot more different than you.
Very much so. No fingerprints.
World peace. Follow people. You follow musical artists you don't know on Twitter.
That's right. Oh, Matt's Twitter would be just littered with people if that was the case. Oh my God.
Yeah. Dave, I'm gonna make you follow like all of my heavy metal bands, all of my
but that's the problem.
bands,
I would know a lot of them. That's the issue.
All of my psychedelic funk bands.
I would be with it. See, you're not hurting me. Like, that's my stuff, man. Wait till you see my music collection, baby. Like, that's my stuff. That's my thing. I'm into that, man. But you doing that would be funny. It was like, Lauren, I had to explain Maxwell to him. And Matt was like, who's this Max person?
I'll tell you right now, I never pretend to know about shit or people that I don't know shit about.
Yeah.
What's the point in that?
That's a good thing.
Man.
Don't just nod along like me here down in the corner. I'm just like, yeah, I hear all this stuff. Yeah.
Don't do that. Don't nod along. Don't nod along. Say you don't know something, because that's how you learn. That's how you grow, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't know, you don't know. And that's all right. That's okay.
And if you don't know,
now you know.
Very good, sir.
Very
good.
I know all of the main people.
Oh my God. Oh, he had it. He was done. We were set.
We were on the runway. It was like we landed. Now we're just waiting for a gate.
Right.
I know all the legends. I know all the legends.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're going to be stuck out here. The gate is not ready. It'll just be a couple more minutes here.
Apparently, there's another legend I need to learn about, and his name is E40.
Wait, let me add one more question. Will, have you met E40 when you were out there in the Bay? Did you meet E40?
I have not. I've not met E40. I've walked past him because he's always like in the tunnels. He's literally courtside at every single game.
Yeah.
So he's there, and just everything that you would imagine him to be. He's got like an entourage walking around with him. He's just like, he is the man in the Bay. Yeah. So have not had a chance to speak with him, but he is there. If you ever want to go see E40, go to a Warriors game. You will see him.
That's real.
There it is. That's it. We've reached the end of another epically fun Friday. Thanks for hanging out with us. Hope everybody is on their way to starting wonderful weekends. Weather is gorgeous outside in Chicago. Hope you guys can get out and enjoy some of that weather. And enjoy traipsing around Brazil this weekend, Will. Enjoy the winery. We're going to need a full report when we reconvene.
We'll need a rundown
next week.
I'm also doing, Matt, you would like this. We're doing it's called a churrasco. It's like a big barbecue. And
Costco?
It's just like all of the meats.
Take me there.
Every single meat.
All right.
Big barbecue. Very, it's like a big family. You would love it.
If I leave for the airport right now, can I make it in time?
Yeah, it's like in an hour. So you should be here with plenty of time.
All right, cool. I'll just call up my friend Steve Kerr and see if he can, get me on some kind of private jet.
On the PJ.
On the PJ.
Yeah,
yes,
in
sir.
20 minutes.
Actually, you should call E40. He'll have the PJ.
There you go. Lawrence, thank you so much for hanging out with us today.
Thanks for letting me. Yeah, fun Friday.
Always a pleasure, Lawrence.
Miss you, man. Miss you. Come by again soon, okay?
For sure. Yeah. I like this.
We'll be here.
I mean, like I saw you in the office each of the last 3 days before today, but still.
That's true.
No, this is different.
This is different. This is being together. This is different.
Yeah.
Everybody, make sure you're following Will on Twitter at Will Gottlieb. Dave's BAWL Sports. Bow Sports. Bulls _Peck. We are CHGO _Bulls. Enjoy your weekends, Bulls Nation. We will be back next week with a fresh dose of episodes for you guys, continuing on with our pre-draft coverage. Until then, see Red be good.